動くか。切ってやろう。始末してやろう。始末してやろう。さあ、君たちに勝利を授けよう。
Hey, what's going on, guys? Hayes here for another Chaos Zero Nightmare video, and today I wanted to showcase a Khalipe build that I made. Now, I should have made this video a while ago, but I've kind of been hesitating because my Khalipe, I don't know if you've seen it in the last video that I made, my Khalipe is actually at E4. Now, she is my favorite character, so I have no problem with this. What I think would be a little bit unrelatable, well, I thought it would have been a little bit unrelatable, but people told me they still wanted the guide, and I've come to realize that with the save data that I have, the egos honestly really don't matter, except for like the third one, but that's only if I do my ult, and I don't think I'll be using my ult in this video. So, quick rundown on how Khalipe works. Starting card, single target for the first one. This is a little bit of AoE, and then this is shield. There are three basics out the way. And the main parts of her kit is this card right here, Vulture Ejection. Vulture Ejection is a big AoE attack that either you can activate it by using 3 AP, which is very expensive, never do that, or you can use Khalipe or another ally's 2-cost card. It has to be 2 or more for it to activate. So you usually use another ally's 2-cost card or Khalipe's upward slash if that's what you have at the moment, and then Vulture Ejection activates. And you can have 3 Vulture Ejections in one turn and activate them all at once. Once again, Vulture Ejection does AoE damage, it gives a shield, and it gives something called Silver Veil. Silver Veil is another main part of her kit. She has 3 stacks. I'll show you when we get into battle. She has 3 stacks like right under her health bar. And when she gets those 3 stacks, she launches another big nuke AoE once again that does 400% defense based damage to all enemies. And obviously, after you use the 3 stacks, they disappear and you have to build it up again. Now, normally, without any save data, the only way for you to get a Silver Veil is from Vulture Ejection. Every time Vulture Ejection activates, you get a Silver Veil. With my build, with my build, that is not the case. But before we go over that, we have the Great Sword Aquila as well, or Aquila, not sure how to say that. That does more damage when you have Vulture Ejection in hand, and it gives it an extra cost. So it costs 2, and this also activates Vulture Ejection, because when it's in hand, this brings the cost up to 2. You can use this as well, and it gives it more damage. So it's preferred to use this while you have Vulture Ejection in your hand. Then you have the Tenacity. This one is kind of basic. Maybe some Epiphanies can help it out, but this is probably one of her worst cards overall. I don't really see myself using it, except to break the enemy, but that's what you have the other DPSs for. And we have Rally. Rally, it draws one of your highest cards. Now, obviously, Khalipe's highest card is going to be Vulture Ejection, so this is basically grab Vulture Ejection, or whatever you have at the moment. If all your Vulture Ejections are in the discard pile, then you'll grab whatever next highest card you have. And then finally, we have Absolute Protection. This grants a retain to all cards in your hand for 1 turn, and this is a finale skill, so it instantly ends a turn. So you want to use this last, or if you want to keep all the cards in your turn, use it first, so you keep all the cards. Now, if you're wondering about this X right here, and the X basically means, like, if you have 1 AP, more shield. 2 AP, more shield. 3 AP, more shield, basically. You can activate this at 0 cost, but the more AP you have when you do activate it, the bigger shield you get. That's a good way of explaining it. So I'm pretty sure I've gone over everything to do for base kit, so now let's go over the save data that I have myself. Oh, her ego skill? Her ego skill is 300% defense based damage to all enemies. Actually, this is what I was talking about. Yes. Okay. So her ego skill, so it's 300% defense based damage and 1 Vulture Ejection. So it creates another Vulture Ejection and it's 300% defense based damage to all enemies. You're seeing the 50 and the 1 extra Silver Veil because I have the E3, but we won't be using the ult in this video, so don't worry about that. Now for my save data that I think is the best Khalipe build that I have made so far, at least. Obviously the runs are all random, you get what you can get. Now, here we go. Obviously, Khalipe, and you have to use a 2-cost DPS of her, is very expensive skill point wise, and you must always have to use Mika with them. But with this build, you can probably tell already, First of all, I have 3 vulture ejections and 2 rallies. But in addition to that, every time I use vulture ejection, every time it takes an effect, I get 1 extra AP. I also get a silver veil and 90% shield, but the AP is the important part. This is why I do not have to run Mika and I use Nia instead to shuffle through the deck so I can get more vulture ejections. You'll see that later in the showcase. But yeah, I do defense based damage to all enemies, shield, get a silver veil, and get a. This is doing this one card is doing 4 things. It's so crazy. But in addition to that, I also have these 2 rally cards. Now, if you remember before, rally cards, the normal ones draw the highest cost card that you have. Now, if you had another 3 cost card that wasn't vulture ejection, maybe you drew that by accident. But with my save data, I have it specifically so where it draws 1 heaven card and gives another silver veil. Of course, you have the shield as well, but everyone knows Khalipe shields. But this rally card, it's so broken. An extra silver veil, and it just gives you vulture ejection. Just think of this as drawing vulture ejection. Like, so, it's so much fun, and I have 2 of them. Then that's basically the whole build. Okay, we do have the great sword that I also got a epiphany for. Once again, if vulture ejection is in hand and I use it, I get another silver veil. This is just the silver veil build, like silver veil after silver veil after silver veil. Now, any extra cards that I have is probably only this one right here that gives me another 1 AP point for 0 skill cost, but that doesn't really matter. And if you're curious about the equipment, 7% damage per enemy. I got this because, well, she hits all the enemies. At the start of the turn, gain 40% fixed shield, nothing too crazy. And then when ally uses an upgrade card, 20% damage, shield, and healing. You know, these don't really matter. It's the cards they have that I think make this build work. Now, floor 8 is the highest I've gotten to, 3 stars. So we're just gonna do that. And it's not even instinct weak. It's not Khalipe's weakness. So we're gonna see even more of how well she does. And for the team I'm going to use, it's going to be Khalipe, Beryl, and Nia. Now, once again, Beryl and Khalipe are 2 very expensive characters, but with this build that I'm running, you won't even see a need to have Mika on your team for the skill points. Now, if you want to see the other characters' builds, here they are. Save data. We have 3 draw 3s, well, draw 5 technically, but you get what I mean. And then we have Nia, that has just I'll make a guide for these characters if you want later on, but Nia draws and discards, and Beryl damages and draws basically. So classic. Now let's enter and show off the characters. Hopefully we do get a good first hand to showcase this build, but it doesn't matter if we don't, honestly. Oh, okay. We start off with 2 vulture ejections. Let's also use a guilty pleasure. We get a rally. Oh my god. The rally gives us another vulture ejection. And because this monster card is worth 2, we could use that. We could also use our tenacity, but let's just use the monster card and get the boss down to half HP just like that. Now you're going to see all the vulture ejections fly off and then activate the silver veil attack. See, she has 3 stacks at the top right here. That's what this attack is. Now we do another vulture ejection just like that. And we still have 3 skill points because we just used 3 vulture ejections. We could break this guy. Do I really want to though? Let's use this. See what we get. Nothing too special. Let's just do a little bit more damage. I want to break him next turn. What else do we have left in here? Let's just use these and move on to the next turn. Okay. We get another rally. And rally equals vulture ejection. So we grab that. We just have a whole bunch of attack cards right here. Like, we save it till next turn, I guess. Now, there's another 3 stacks. And he's dead. He's dead. Oh my god, I love this team. and then we spawn in with another vulture ejection. How many times have I said vulture ejection in this video? Well, you guys get the point. Let's use Nia. Discard. Honestly, we discard the 1 cost because I want my 2 costs. Use Nia again. Another rally. That means another vulture ejection. And then we use the 2 costs. Kill this guy. Wait, what would do more damage? This one does more damage. Kill the boss in 1 hit and do half health to the other boss. Just like that. Oh my god. This team is too good, man. We still have 4 skill points left over. I keep saying skill points, but you guys know what I mean. AP. I just used that. I didn't really need to. I could have saved it, but come on, he's dying next turn. Unless I get a terrible hand. But let's go. Draw 3. Oh my god, I actually did get a terrible hand. I kind of wanted another vulture ejection. Well, I shouldn't have opened my mouth. Actually, I think we still. No, let me just finish it off with the. Oh. Then we could save all of our cards if retain. End the turn. There's my vulture ejections, and then it's over. I got 3 more at the end. I didn't even need them. It's so overkill. Oh my god. How many turns did that take us? 5 turns. 5 turns for floor 8, and it wasn't even weak to Khalipe. Like, you guys get what I'm saying about how good this deck is. Infinite AP, infinite vulture ejection, infinite damage. Like, the AoE is so good. Like, yeah, I could have ended the turn like 1 turn earlier if I had used Barrel's ult, but I honestly just wanted to showcase what Khalipe could do with the normal cards, you know? But yeah, I think I've showed my case. I've rested my case on how good this deck that I have is, especially because you get to free up Mika for another team. That's the most important part for me. Freeing up Mika for another team and not having to rely on her skill points. And as for the build, it's honestly pretty basic. For the partner, I just used, it's not even level 50, I just realized, but Rachel, the draw 1, 100% shield, I didn't really use any of that. Like, any of the buffs it provided, I really didn't use it in the showcase, but it is what it is. Just showing furthermore that you can do it with just a simple 4-star weapon. I also do have her weapon, but obviously the weapon plus the the E4 is overkill. I didn't want to do that. I can't deactivate the egos, but I can take off the weapon. So I tried to make it more relatable. And for the memory fragments next, honestly, I got really lucky. I just threw on whatever. They may not have the best substats, but we got the health, we got the defense, we got the instinct damage on the blue one, some ego recovery. I'm still not sure. I'm pretty sure that's like ER or regeneration. Still not 100% sure on what that does, but that's what we got. Instinct damage already showed. Critical damage. But it should have probably made this critical chance, but like I said, the memory fragments don't really matter until like late game, especially in chaos mode. For the MLC type thing, it doesn't really matter. But I think that's pretty much it. Oh, the potential. We have this at max. We have that at 6. I need to get some crit chance from here as well, but like I said, doesn't really matter. And I think that is all for my Khalipe build. If you have any questions about the build, the team, the deck, feel free to ask if you didn't understand everything from the video. Once again, Chaos is pure luck. Pure luck based on what you get. You may not get the exact same build that I got, but if you can get something similar to spam the vulture ejections over and over again and keep getting those silver veils, then I think you're good. But yeah, this was Hayes. Hope you enjoyed watching. Peace.